saw The Pope's Exorcist this weekend, and I liked it. It had its tropes. It had the same most of the usual tropes that most exorcism films tend to have. You know, like the snap, crackle, and pop of body parts and climbing up walls and crap like that. Speaking in different languages, which is a typical a sign of demonic possession in real cases. The movie follows the life of Gabriel Amorth, who was the chief exorcist of the Vatican for many, many years. He passed away in 2016, and he was known to have conducted thousands of exorcisms in the Italy area. And what the movie attempts to do, it does it poorly though, is to kind of home in on how amazing this priest was. But in truth, a lot of the things, because it's Hollywood, because it's what it is, in making movies and stuff like that, it doesn't really depict Gabriel Amorth in reality to most parts, to the bigger parts, simply because they probably wouldn't have pulled in many seats in the theater. That's how they work. That's how Hollywood works. Gabriel Amorth was a very humble man, a very funny man. I liked how they brought that out. Russell Crowe's performance and his depiction, the way he acted was phenomenal, to be honest with you. I really enjoyed his performance in that. Russell Crowe's not known for horror films. So for him to have done this was pretty cool, in my opinion. And, the idea is that the Pope sends him off to Spain, okay, to investigate the possession of a young boy who had pretty much just got there with his mother and his older sister, after their father had left them due to a tragic accident, left them this big castle-looking thing, something out of a vampire movie. They were there to kind of just conduct business, to make sure the place was all set up to be sold so that they can have the money to move back to the States. All right. But there's a deep secret hidden inside. And you see this in the trailer. I'm not really giving anything away. There's the secret hidden deep inside of this place that makes the possession pretty much happen. Being the Catholic that I am, I was very, I was like, that ain't right. That's not true. That's not accurate, right? So there were certain things in the movie that, because I know what I know on a theological level, were definitely fictional and not accurate. As a matter of fact, there's a video from a Catholic commentator here on YouTube that kind of broke it down that way. I'll leave it to him, and I'll leave that link below so you could check his breakdown of it out. I thought it was very accurate. I tell you, I was like, I agreed with him pretty much on everything. But the movie was still good. I was very entertained. I enjoyed how the story unraveled. This whole thing of, again, the Catholic Church gets a lot of, bad press and all that from, especially when it comes to conspiracy theories. So that definitely plays out in this film as as Father Amorth in the movie tries to find a way to discover the name of the demon. That's one of the things an exorcist needs in order to successfully drive a demon out of a possessed person. They have to know their name. If you've seen the Conjuring films, you know that's a thing. And that's kind of accurate in most possession, in usual possession cases in real life. So you see the conspiracy, you see Vatican cover-ups, you see other priests against Father Amorth, but they don't believe in an actual devil, and which that's accurate. There are priests out there that don't believe in an actual devil. In the movie, the great antagonist, obviously the demon himself, was trying to zero in on not only everybody else's weaknesses, sins, troubled pasts, so to speak, but it definitely zeroed in on Father Amorth's troubled past as well, so as to neutralize him, neutralize the prospects of it being driven out, so it can accomplish its evil mission. The boy was but to be a conduit to something bigger and grander that is revealed later in the movie. I won't reveal that for you guys. Go check it out yourself. There were no jump scares. I wasn't scared. It wasn't, to me, a lot of these exorcism movies, again, it showed a lot of the same kind of things you would expect from an exorcism movie these days. So I wasn't like, oh my God, that made me jump out of my seat. It didn't. There were definitely some squeamish moments in this film. There was one particular moment when it was kind of getting like, oh my God, that's crazy, and it involved the mom and the older sister. They were being attacked, and the way they were being attacked was pretty intense. I enjoyed that moment. That was a very good part. The real Gabriel Amorth was a man dedicated to the church. He was a dedicated priest. I have his book right here. In fact, the movie says it was based on this book. An Exorcist tells his story, but in truth, not much is in here that influenced the movie, except Father Amorth himself, maybe his mannerisms, his sense of humor. That definitely came out in this film. I appreciated that very much. William Friedkin, the director of The Exorcist, actually did an actual documentary movie with the real Father Amorth called The Devil and Father Amorth, or Gabriel Amorth, which you can see on Tubi now at this point. So if you can check that out, you see William Friedkin literally filming a real exorcism in process as Father Amorth is conducting it. So if you really want to see how the real deal goes, watch that movie. And I'm going to just guarantee you right now, please understand, it's not going to be as dramatic and as huge and as crazy and as over the top as what you see in this movie and in most exorcism horror films. I'm going to give The Pope's Exorcist 3 coffee cups. To me, it was definitely a good film. I wouldn't necessarily buy a hard copy of it. I might get a digital download of it, or I might just wait for it to come out on a streaming service and just enjoy it again that way. But I would see it again. I would definitely see it again. And that's not something I could say for a lot of possession movies these days. And I think because it's so closely tied into a real life person that was for real about many of the things he did, many of the things he said, I appreciated that. Of course, Hollywood went crazy with the story, because you had to, because it's Hollywood. But it was still a good story, and I enjoyed it. I appreciated the effort in doing a movie about the late Gabriel Amorth. He'd probably be laughing at this movie at himself right now, which is probably one of the best things we can all do from time to time. Just laugh at ourselves, right? Let me know what you think if you saw this movie. Talk to me, comment below, share with me your thoughts on The Pope's Exorcist. Let me know if you liked it. This is Ralph Perez from Horror and Coffee. I hope you liked this review. If you liked it, please give me a like and consider subscribing. Peace. Take care.